and gentlemen, now my next guest tonight has been on television since 1949. She's won a total of 5 Emmys on shows such as The Mary Tyler Moore Show, Mama's Family, and The Golden Girls. Well, she's just written a new book entitled Here We Go Again, My Life in Television. Please welcome Betty White. You've turned this crowd into a mob.
You're lovely. Well, I know, but I hear that music and it takes a girl back. You know, it really does.
Well, thanks very much for coming. As I said up front, I've always wanted to meet you. It's very nice to have you here.
Well, we've got that done now. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
It's done. It's over.
Exactly.
We've had, actually, I'm a huge fan of the old Mary Tyler Moore Show, and we had Mary Tyler Moore on the show.
Just don't call her the old Mary Tyler Moore. That's not kind of nice, you know.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm loaded. And then, of course, we had Ed Asner on the show. And,
off the pipe.
Yeah, there we go. Good Lord!
Oh, excuse me.
My God! What won't you do? Well, just let me ask you, just indulge a fan for 1 second, and then we'll get on to your crack humor there. I know you love to do that stuff on shows, but tell us, on that show, the casting, so brilliant on that show. Everyone fit the part just right, and your character, Sue Ann Nivens, you were perfect in that part. And I was curious, was that part written exactly for you?
Yeah, they wrote it for a sickeningly sweet, icky, yucky Betty White type.
Mm-hmm.
And they...
it said Betty White type.
Betty White type. And they said, the casting director said, well, why didn't you get Betty? And they said, well, no, Mary and Betty are friends. She can't possibly, if she doesn't get the part, Mary will be upset. Mm-hmm. So they tried about, I guess about 12 other actresses, and they couldn't find anybody quite sickening enough. So they said, well, give it to Betty. She can. It's true. It's a true story.
Oh, that's very, very charming story. Now, tell me...
it's true.
So they finally brought you in.
So they brought me in, and it was just to be a one-shot, but I was sickening enough that they kept the character.
They kept you around. Uh-huh. Well, it's all of us are huge fans here at the show. We're very glad to have you.
Thank you, Dan.
Very nice to have you here. I was curious. I mentioned at the top... Because I'm kind of, I'm just into TV history, and in general, you started in the 40s. You've been doing this for...
1949, I've been in for 46 years.
Now, you must have seen things change quite a bit. Are they drastically different now?
Well, they're drastically different, a lot of similarities, oddly enough, but the audiences have changed. I mean, the audiences now, you have to really keep them interested because they've seen everything, been there, done that. And so now you get, they used to, when we were on, it was us with a test pattern, and we've got about, no, we had a rating of about 60% would watch us, and the other 40 would watch the test pattern.
That would sort of be bad for morale, I would think.
Well, it wasn't. It was not a bad test pattern.
Mm-hmm. Now tell me about, I know you did many game shows in your time.
Every one I think that was ever extant. I'm a game nut.
All right, you're a game show nut. And you sort of made it a staple of using double entendre, racy language. That was kind of your specialty.
Not racy language, and I don't ever do it on purpose.
Well,
but
sort of things with a double meaning.
I see, I have a pun kind of a mentality, and you see a second meaning to things. So I would go through life doing that, and a lot of people never heard it at all, and the top level never bothered them. That was fine. And the ones who did get the second meaning, they got a kick out of it, but it didn't hurt anybody. Now, of course, there's no such thing as double entendre or single entendre. They just let it all hang out. What are they going to do when they run out of body parts, I wonder, to talk about? I don't know.
That's a dark day for TV.
Oh, it is.
You mean, you just think it's gotten too explicit now? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I just said it's different from what we started.
Yeah.
I got almost bleeped on the Jack Parr show because Jack looked at the audience one night and said, Betty loves animals so much. If you have a dog or a cat, call Betty, or if you want a dog or a cat, call Betty. And I said, don't do that. I'm becoming more of a procurer every day. Well, nobody would think twice about that now.
Right.
Well, mercy, Miss Lucy. NBC got, well, my word, did you hear the word Betty White used so they had to go back.
Procure? Really?
Procure, and they had to go back and look at the tape before they'd let the show go out to the West Coast. Well, finally they skinnied through. They said, well, I guess poor Betty didn't know what she was saying. And we'll let the thing go out to well, shortly after that, not too long after that, Jack Parr was telling a story about WC, a water closet. Well, they really got upset then, and they bleeped him on the West Coast.
You couldn't even reference a bathroom back
No,
then.
and Jack heard about it, and he mentioned it in his monologue the next night, and he got up and walked off the show and didn't stop till he got to Hong Kong. And he was there for 6 weeks. He wouldn't come back to the show.
Very famous. He left and went to Hong Kong.
Left and went to Hong Kong.
Those days, if you did that, they'd put an infomercial in your spot. It would do just about as well, and they'd leave you in Hong Kong.
They'd leave you in Hong Kong,
That's
exactly.
what would happen to me if I walked out of here, yeah.
Oh.
It's sad. What's happened to TV?
Why don't you try to walk out, see what happens?
Okay, I'm doing it tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow I'm walking out and going to Hong Kong, and like 6 weeks later, people say, what happened to that show?
To what show?
To what show? What happened exactly? All right, now just tell us, because we're running out of time. The new show is called, it's with Marie Osmond.
Marie Osmond's called Maybe This Time.
Mm-hmm.
The book is Here We Go Again, and the show is Maybe This Time. Here we go again. Maybe this time she'll get out of the business.
Marie Osmond and Betty White. Yeah. That's as white as you can get.
You'd be surprised.
Chris Rock will be a special guest some week, huh?
You're darn right he
Can
will.
Chris Rock be? Okay, he'll be a special guest, and Andy and I will visit.
I know Marie would love it.
All right, well, okay, maybe this time it's going to be Saturdays at 8:30
Saturdays
on ABC.
at 8:30. Thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.
Come on over tomorrow. We're signing books at B. Dalton.
All right,
on
I'll
Fifth
stop by.
Avenue. Good
I'd like
deal.
that. Betty White, everybody. We'll take a break. We'll be right back with Coolio.